Well, hello there and welcome back, you lovely lot. Today we're going to work on tips using these products, some neon pigment, but you can use whatever you have. And I'm going to show you just a couple of salon viable designs, quick and easy, that you can do, you know, on the odd nail this summer for your clients. So first of all, I am coming in with gel paint. Now the reason I'm using gel paint and not gel polish is because it's more pigmented and it doesn't move, whereas gel polish, it tends to spread. So you can use gel polish, but in this instance I'm going to be using gel paint, and then I'm going to pop that onto the nail, and then I'm going to go in with some isopropyl alcohol and acetone mixed together in that little dish, and I'm just going to disperse it and even it out and give it like a ghosted effect. And this is going to be my background, so I'm going off in all different directions. You can see I'm wiping my brush in between, and I just keep going in till I'm happy. Then I will cure that in the lamp. Then I'm going to come in with my pigments. So I'm using yellow, orange and coral here. You can use whatever colour you like, and you can put it wherever you like. And this last stage here, so curing, pigments, top coat, is the same for every nail. Now I'm showing you quite a lot of designs, so this video is quite long, so I need to cut some of it out. So once I'm happy with that, I dust that off away from the pigments. I don't want to contaminate any of those open containers there, and go in if I need to with any more. Really rub that in to that sticky layer, and then brush off any excess, and then pack those away out of the way. And then I'm going to come in with a fine detailer brush and the Artisan gel paint again, and this is where I'm going to do my lightning, and I'm going to do it over the top of this effect, and that's why I went for the coral, the orange and the yellow. I thought that would be more effective. So you have a central point, and I'm just wiggling my brush. Now some of these lines will be thick, some of these lines will be thinner, because with all natural elements, whether it's lightning, flowers, they're not all uniform. So once I'm happy with that, I'll pop that in the lamp and give it a full cure. Then we're going to give it a float over top coat. So I'm going to put a generous amount on the brush, float that over. If you don't float it, you will pull off that pigment, so do be a little bit careful if you do that. Pop that in the lamp. Now we're going to do the second nail. I'm going to do some easy flowers here, and all I'm going to use is a dotting tool. And like I've just said, with all natural elements, you do an odd number, so we're going to go for 5 dots all the way around, and I'm going to do it across the nail. You can fill the nail, you can do one in each corner, you can do whatever you like. I'm just showing you, giving you ideas on how you could actually do this, make it nice and simple and salon viable. So I'm going to pop those on, and then once I'm happy, pop that in the lamp and cure that. Take the lightning out, and there we have it, number 1 finished. Take the flowers out, and now what we're going to do is on that tacky layer of that gel paint, I'm going to rub in some pigments. Then I'll do exactly the same again, dust off, make sure it's nice and clean, and then I'm going to go in with the gel Artisan paint again. And now I'm going to do the middle, and I want all the middles to be the same colour. So again, with the dotting tool, pop that in the middle, put it in the lamp, give it a full cure. Then I'm going to use the yellow neon pigment. I'm going to rub that into that tacky layer, brush it off. Once I'm happy, I'm going to float that top coat over, pop that in the lamp for a full cure. See, isn't this nice and easy? Now what we're going to do is some bubbles. So I'll start in the middle with my biggest bubble, and I've got a little gel brush here, and I'm going to put it on and then I'm going to take it off. I don't want massive amounts of gel on the nail here, so I'm going to do all different sort of circles. Don't have to be perfect. Different sizes. I'm trying to think of the word, I couldn't think. Different sizes. Pop them on, and then I'm coming in with a detailer brush just to make them more of a round shape, and then put in some of the smaller shapes. And then once I'm happy with what I pop on there, I will put it in the lamp and give that a full cure. And this is just going to be the first layer. See, these are really easy, aren't they? Lots of different but effective designs that you can do. Pop that in the lamp and get the flowers out. That's that one done. Then when this is fully cured with the tacky layer, I'm going to pop in some of that coral pigment, and I'm going to put that all over this nail. So I'll brush that all off, tidy up, and then we'll go in with the next layer of gel. And I'm going to do like a half circle inside of those bubbles. And I'm just going to put a thin layer of gel. I'm going to do that for all of them. I'm just going to use this small detailer brush so that I don't get too much on there. Then once I'm happy with that, I'm then going to come in with that mix of isopropyl alcohol and acetone, and with a bigger brush I'm going to lift some of that gel out. Now do not wet this brush, that if you do, you're going to move all that pigment, and if you don't feel comfortable doing it, then you can put a layer of matte top coat over those first lot of bubbles. The key is not to have the brush wet. You want it slightly damp, just so that it moves that gel. That's all I'm doing. And I'm stopping before I get to that pigment layer, as you can see there. So anyway, once I'm happy with that, that'll go in the lamp, and that will be a full cure. Then we're going to come in with the bright pink pigment, and I'm going to rub that into the tacky layer of that inner bubble. Then I'll do exactly the same again, brush off any excess. I'm going to bring back my palette with that white Artisan gel paint, and this is where I'm just going to do the highlight on that bubble. So right in the top corner of each bubble, as though the light is catching it. That's it, that's all I'm going to do. Really, really simple. And this will give it that 3D bubble effect. Just highlight and shading. So using the detailer brush, do that, pop that in the lamp, and then I'm going to use a pearl pigment. This is Halo from the Glitter Fairy, and I'm going to rub that into that tacky layer. I'll dust it off, give it a floaty top coat, cure it for full cure, and there we have it. Gorgeous! What do you think, guys? Okay, so next we have nail 4, and here we're going to start doing some flowers. I'm going to show you a few ways to do flowers. So this first way is a little wiggly line, and then I pull down each side slightly before I go in with the next petal, which will be another wiggly line. And that is not even with the one that the first one that I did, it will be slightly down. And then what I do is put a little bit of the Artisan gel paint on my brush, not a lot. I'm going to use what's already on the line, and I'm going to pull that down for little wispy bits, as you can see that I'm doing here. So I'm going to do one in the top corner, and I'm going to do one in the bottom corner, and then for the middle I'm just going to do a few little dots, and then repeat the process again in this bottom corner. Guys, I'm so tired, so I do apologise. Honestly, I felt like I hadn't slept last night. It was full moon. Does anybody else have trouble sleeping with the moon? I saw that actually on Facebook this morning, people saying that they're having trouble sleeping. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what it is. So here I am, pulling it down. And then doing those centre little pollens, the little dots in the middle. Then what I'll do to fill that negative space in the middle there, I'm going to do a few leaves. So I just do 2 like arches, meet them at the top and put a line down the middle. I think the key with this is not to have too much paint on your brush, and if you've got a quality pigmented gel, you won't have any problems. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to pop it in the lamp, guys, and I'm going to give it a full cure, and then we can get stuck in with some pigments. So use any pigment you want, the choice is yours. Put it all over that flower, the leaves, the lot. Then we're going to do exactly the same again and just brush it off, float on your top coat, and then give it a full cure. This last bit is the same process for all of the nails. Okay, so I'm going to float over the top coat, put that in the lamp for a full cure, and there's your next nail. Beautiful. I really like that. That's very delicate, isn't it? Very nice. So we'll do flower number 2. Now guys, you don't have to do it on a black background. I'm doing it on a black one so that you can actually see. But I do know people who have done it actually on gel polishes that are neon, and then do, you know, neon pigments or pearly pigments. So have a play. If you do have a go at this, guys, will you tag me in? I'd love to see it. You're all starting to do that now, and I absolutely love it. Okay, now you can see what I'm doing here. I'm doing like a leaf. It's like the top of my leaves, and then I do 2 strands coming out either side. Again, don't have too much product on your brush. If you do, you'll end up really, really thick lines. It's better to have little product and go back and get a little bit more. That's what you'll see me do. And then put in my little dots, my little pollens in the middle, and then I'm going to do another one. Now guys, this is an online course that I did, showing all the different ways to do it, so I thought I'd get my camera out, and it'd be a really good way for you lot to have a look and see what you can do out there. This is why these ladies are putting them. There's loads and loads at the minute. Press on nails and online courses seem to be the rule of the day for lockdown. Okay, so exactly the same happens again. I'll go in and do the flower. I will cure it in the lamp. I'm going to fill in that black space, and then I'm going to cure it in the lamp and then come in with these pigments. You can use any pigments you want to. It doesn't have to be neon, it can be whatever you've got. Or you could use neon acrylic powder. I know people that have used that. Anyway guys, I will pop that on, I will dust it off, and then I'll give it a floaty top coat, give that full cure in the lamp. And then here we are. This is the finished result. How gorgeous is that? Ding ding. Next. So the 3rd flower today, and I'm going to do this in the middle, and this is going to be a much fuller flower. All I'm going to do is draw leaves. That's all I'm going to do, all the way round. So I'm going to do me, I don't know, what did you call it? It's like a floaty line, isn't it? It's like a, I can't describe it. You can see what I'm doing. It's like a half arch, floaty, wiggly line. So it goes bulbous at the bottom and then meets at the top. It's a bit like a bishop's hat. So I'm going to do that all the way round till they meet. If it goes off the side, it doesn't matter, it's all part of it. Again, it doesn't all have to be the same, because let's face it, in nature, flower petals, they're not all exactly the same. Some are big, some are small, some are fat, some are thin. I'm going to put some little fillers around this one, in the sense of what do you call it? I'm rubbish. Swirls. That's the it's because I'm tired. I'm sorry guys, I'm rubbish, I know. Anyway, I'm going to fill it in with the gel paint, cure it in the lamp, and then come in and use the pigments. Just like I did with the other flower, I'm going to do the majority of it, and then I'll come in with the middle bit in a second, because I don't want to get the pink pigment onto any other colour that I might want to use. So I'll dust that off, tidy up, and then I can come in with my next section, which is this pollen that goes in the middle, these little middle bits. Fully cure it, and then come in with the pigment that I want there. Dust it all off. Floaty top coat. I'm being really tidy, aren't I? I hope you're impressed, guys, because you guys know how messy I can be. Floaty top coat. Get that in the lamp for a full cure, and that's flower number 3 done. How beautiful is that? Right, okay guys. Now, I'm trying to think what I did here. Yes, I remember. Okay, so we had to come up with a few designs of our own, and this was one of them. So I have done a gel paint background, just splodged it on. We're not bothered about it. What I want is a trail from the top of one corner to the bottom of the other, and I want it all wispy and smoky. So I've put it on, and then with my little mixture of alcohol and acetone, I am going to just smoke it out, take some off, have thin bits, thick bits, cure it in the lamp, and then I'm going to come in with the pigments, dust it all off. Now I do come in with a floaty matte top coat on top of this, because I'm going to go in with swirls. And I'm still practicing my swirls and lines and what's good and what's not good, and so to protect the neon layer, because I'm happy with that, matte top coat it, pop it in the lamp, and then I'm going to come in with my design, so if I go wrong I can wipe it off, it doesn't matter. So I'm coming in with a striper brush first, and I'm going to put a line just off centre, and it's going to be thick at one end and thin at the other. That's what I'm going for. Pop that in the lamp, and I will give that flash cure 10 seconds before I start to come in with my swirls. Now I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just going with the flow, to be honest guys. I knew I wanted to do some swirls, I know I wanted thick ones, thin ones, so I just basically just let the creativity take over me, and I'm going to do it from that line, and I'm going to do it a bit thicker in the middle, and then fade it out with the neon in the background. That was my plan. Then once I'm happy with what I've done, I will then zap it in the lamp. Now I do zap it in between, like, you know, if I'm happy with that, give it a 10-second flash cure, because if I do the next bit and I bodge it up, which I do lots, then I can just wipe it away, start again, because I've flash cured what I've already done. So like I said, I am learning guys, I'm doing this with you, and I'm just building it up slowly. And if I think, you know, oh no, that's too much there, no, that doesn't look right there, again, wipe it away, do it. This is how we learn. This is me learning with you. So this was my contribution to the course. She gave us a few designs to do, and then we've got to do our own. So this is me. And I thought it'd be nice with the neon background again. Floaty top coat, done and dusted. That's that one. Oh, this is my second design. So I decided I wanted to do like splat, like paint splatter. So that's what I went for. So I'm just blobbing on. That's it, it's a technical word. We're going to blob on the gel paint in the middle. Then what I do is I pull it out. So what I do is I put it in the middle, so it's quite a lot on my brush, and then I pull it out in all directions, some thick, some thin. So you can see me look there, pulling it out, getting it on my brush, and then I'll do some splatter marks on the outside. So I'm going to do one splatter mark, fully cure that in the lamp, and then what I'll do is come in with the pigments. I quite enjoyed doing this, you know, because it was random and it really didn't matter. It looked cool anyway. I loved doing this, not like the swirly bit where I had to, you know, watch what I was doing. This I could just splonk it on and jobs of gouge on it were great. I mean, look how much paint I've got on there. There's loads. So I take some off, but I've got my blob, and now I can work that. I can pull it out, and that's what I'm doing. I'm working what's on there, and I'm pulling it out to look like it's just splattered on there. Now guys, with any of these designs, if you are using it on like an accent nail or anything like that, what you can do is cure it in the lamp, put on your pigment, and instead of going straight for the top coat, if you wanted a smooth finish, put on a base coat or a really thick top coat, whichever you have. Hold it upside down, fully cure it in the lamp, then go in with your top coat. That will ensure your finished result on that nail is all level and you won't have any lumpy bumpy bits. So what do you think to this, eh? Genius. I thought it was quite cool. I saw it in one of the colouring books. My daughter works with kids, and it was on the front of a colouring book, and I thought, great idea, and in neon it'd be brilliant. So, floaty top coat, fully cured, and that's me splatter. Right, okay, this one is this was the hardest that I had to do, and guys, we're near the end. Yay! I really hope you've made it to the end. I hope you've enjoyed it. So, okay, I've got a white, 2 layers of white gel polish, fully cured. We've then got a sticky top coat, and I'm going to rub all my colours from the neons into that tacky top coat. Then I'm going to dust it off, and I'm going to put a floaty top coat of matte over the top, and I will work on the top of the matte top coat. So here I'm going to go in with some lines, and I'm basically going to do a weave design here. Now this I found difficult, I'm not going to lie. So I've got my matte top coat over the neon, so that's protected. I'm going to go in with the lines on my long detailer brush. When I'm happy, I'm going to flash cure it. Because did I go wrong? Oh yes, I did. Because what you've got to do is weave these lines in between. So it looks like a weave design. So I'm going to add my lines, and I'm trying to work out where the next one's going to go. I've got to keep them relatively the same distance width ways so that it doesn't look stupid. I'm coming in and I'm putting my lines in. Once I'm happy, zap it for 10 seconds. Ignore my nails, they're desperate to be done. I'm just so behind with the courses, I need to get on top of myself. So I'm coming in with the next one in the opposite direction. Working out what goes under, what goes over. Stopping, thinking. I've got to say, you know, I really enjoyed doing this, but it was a bit taxing. So I'm going to finish off with these lines, and then what I'm going to do is start the colouring in process. So with this, I start at the top, and I'm going to colour in the little diagonal diamond shapes. And this will show me which one will go under and which one will go over. And I'm not going to cure, I've cured the lines, I'm happy with those. I'm not going to cure this bit, because if I go wrong, I can at least take it off and put it where it needs to go. Because sometimes you can't see where it actually is right until you've coloured it in or start to. So what I did was I went round the edges, made that a bit thicker, looked at it, is that the right one? Yes, colour it in. So this will be the final process of this, and then what I'll do is pop it in the lamp for a full cure. Then I'll do a floaty top coat as always to finish off this design. So guys, we've reached the end of the video, so I really do hope you've enjoyed this little nail play today. If you have, would you please take a moment and hit that thumbs up? And if you're not subscribed already, I would absolutely love it if you would. Until next time guys, thanks for watching. Bye.